So hello. So today it's going to be a market challenge against the doom and gloomers from 2021. There's been so much doom and gloom, videos on market crashes, 2021 crash, the market crash. It's constantly the same thing, maybe 20, 30%. The game is over. Market crash, 40% crash. More crashes. So everybody's talking about a crash, shorter term, or basically for the whole year. It's just a stock market crash. Some of them this was in the spring, early in the year. I haven't seen any market crashes so far. I've seen pullbacks, a 5% correction or pullback, but I haven't seen these 20%, 30% crashes that everybody's talking about. Market crash, constant crash, more market crash, and it does. So everybody's talking about a crash. Why? Because the stock markets are at all-time highs, and they just feel that it's overdone without looking at the fundamentals of why the markets are at all-time highs. So you look at this and you say, okay, so I think you get the point. It's just market crashes, and everybody's into this crash. So it's a full crash, market crash. Some of them are 40% crashes, 50% crashes. Markets dropping. Yeah, okay, 90% crash here, 94% crash here. So, and then here's Graham Stephen. He's into the game, minus 69, minus 70%. Crash. So it's constant crashes, and the stock market is broken. The stock market is never broken. The stock market does what it has to do. It's only broken when you can't trade, and you can trade right now, so there's no problem. Meet Kevin. He's also into this crash, this big market crash, epic crash. I like these words, epic crash. So it's crash, massive stock market crash. Buying dump it, getting out, market crash. So again, these are all the crashes. Stock market crash, 50% crash, the biggest market crash ever. The next big market crash. This is going to be in April. Well, I missed it. I was alive in 2021, but I didn't see a market crash. I actually saw the markets go to all-time highs. This guy, he sold everything 6 months ago. Okay, so he's out of the market. He sold everything sucks. So if it sucks and you think the market sucks, you shouldn't be advising people. So stock market crash 2021, the crash, oh God, it goes on. Here are some notable calls. An 80% stock market crash by the end of 2021. So we've got 3 months to go. The biggest stock market crash in world history. The housing market is going to crash. September market crash. There's pullbacks of 5%, which is no big deal, but that's not a crash. And of course, we're sitting on a biggest time bomb, stock market crash, prepare for starvation, and the biggest bubble I've ever seen. And houses are going to crash by 80%. You're $1 million house you're going to pick up for a couple of $100,000. There's going to be housing bargains all over the place. Crash, worse than 1929. Oh, give me a break. Oh, this is a last warning. There's an 85% housing stock market crash. This is in June, and yet it's gone to all-time highs. So I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of these crashes. Real estate crash, I haven't seen them. So what is a crash? Is it 10, 20, 30, 40%, 50%, more than 50%, 80%? That's unprecedented. There's no reason for that. We had a crash in 2009 over here, but that was because we had the financial meltdown. The banking system was about to implode. That's a crash. Then things picked up. Ups and downs, I mean, that's just what the market does. 5%, that's just normal. That's a buying opportunity. And I remember 2012, they were saying, get out of the market. It's too expensive. It's overpriced. Up here, it's overpriced. Yes, it had a bit of a pullback here. But if you stayed in it longer term, and of course, here we had a crash. Yeah, because they closed the economy. Everybody was quarantined and stayed home. Yes, there was a crash, and then things came back. So yes, we're at all-time highs. I got that. But here's the thing, we're at all-time highs for a reason, with record high second quarter GDP at 6% and record profits and 2.42 trillion in the second quarter. It may not necessarily be that great in the third quarter. It may slow down the pace of growth, but I don't see a crash here. That's one of the reasons why everything is up. If we just start saying, well, there's going to be a crash because the stock market is doing well and it's at all-time highs, there could be something wrong there. And of course, the economy is strong with 10 million jobs out there. So let's see what the third quarter numbers are going to be like. That's going to be in about 2 months. And, but if you're investing for the longer term, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, more than 1 year, I mean, if you're in there for more than like a week, yeah, the markets are good. If you're a day trader, this is not the place for you. This is not the channel for you. So I think that the markets are going to continue going higher, but at a slower rate. They're not going to be, you're not going to get 20% returns going forward. You may get 7, 6, but that's not a crash, and you still don't have much choice in terms of what to do. So let's look at the Dow Jones. So as of the 30th of September, it's down to 33,843. It went down 546. It's still up, and if you look at over here in 5 years, you still made 85%, regardless of all the volatility and whatever. Here's the S&P. It was down 51 points. This was as of the 30th of September. But if you still look at it, it was 100%. It doubled in 5 years. Yes, it's had pullbacks. Yes, you look at all those pullbacks, but it still went higher. And, of course, our NASDAQ, it was down 63 points on the 30th of September, but it's up 173 points in the past 5 years. So you see that up here. And if you notice, there's pullbacks, but these are buying opportunities. And of course, your 10-year roughly, this is a rough yield at 1.48. So that's roughly where it is. So my predictions, the markets will be slightly above or slightly below where they are now. I favor slightly above, but I don't see a crash. I'm thinking longer term. This talk about the Great Depression returning and it's the end of the world and sorry, I don't see that. So here's the challenge. On December 31st, I'm going to review all of this. We'll see what the numbers are like and where the markets are. And we will see if all of these doom and gloom guys were winners. And if they were right, it's always possible that we could have a crash between now and the end of the year. This is now the beginning of the fourth quarter. And we have 3 months. So there could be a crash. But I doubt it. Because there's still a lot of people with money to invest who are just waiting for a pullback to get back into the markets or even get into the markets. So that's the challenge. So I will be making a video on the 31st of December or the 1st of January to review the year. And let's see where things are at that time. So hopefully you found this interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.